Welcome. You're tuned in to the Tek Thyme podcast.
Tek Thyme podcast.
Tek Thyme.
Tek Thyme podcast.
Tek Thyme podcast.
Tek Thyme and I podcast.
Where we get our fill off good food, great vibes, and a 1-2 libation.
You so crazy.
Catch us on Thursdays, and don't forget to follow us in the socials at Tek Thyme Podcast. So pull up to the table, and remember, no matter how crazy life gets, there's always room to Tek Thyme.
Ooh, damn, that smells good.
Hello and welcome back to the Tek Thyme podcast, where we get our fill off vibes, good food, and a 1-2 libation. You're joining me, Ty, and of course, my right hand man, woman.
Hi guys, it's Fee.
If it's your first time joining us, thank you for choosing to rock with us. If you are a returning listener, thank you again. Still glad you're enjoying the content, and let's just dive into it. Our topic today is on long distance relationships and the dynamics within them, whether like the effort level that you have to put out. And to accompany that, we got a nice little dish. We got some coconut curry chickpeas for all the vegan mandem with some plantain. Fee is staring at Fee in the face right now. Are you ready to take the celebratory first bite as we have come accustomed to on the show?
You know, I've never really had, I don't think I've ever had curry chickpeas. Maybe in like a roti, but I don't think I've ever had it like this. No.
Well, perfect time. You know, just...
You want me to taste this while we're recording?
Of course. This is how we do it. You know, all criticism is good criticism.
What is this? Potatoes?
Potato, yeah.
Okay. The little ball things are okay. Bro, there's so much pressure.
Y'all just eat the food. No one's ever... All you gotta do is eat, fam.
I feel pressure right now.
Just eat.
Oh my god.
And we got some red wine to go with it.
I'm a menage a trois. No, just the wine, like literally. Okay.
The wine is called Menage a Trois.
Alrighty.
We're gonna let that percolate for a little bit as we sip.
Not a bad curry. It just tastes like curry vegetables.
Yeah, it's for the vegan mandem.
I was expecting like a thing, like a texture or something. You know, like how chicken has a thing?
A texture?
Yeah.
Nah, unfortunately, you can only do so much with vegetables, man.
That's a good curry. I make a better curry, but it's a good curry.
No doubt. No doubt.
Because I make such a good curry, it's an okay curry.
Damn.
Yeah.
How you go from good to just okay?
If I want to compare it to my curry, it's an okay curry.
But if you're just saying curry,
If I would eat, if it was at a restaurant, I'd go back to this restaurant and order this curry because it's an okay curry. You know what I mean? It's
an okay curry or it's a good curry?
Let's see tomorrow how my belly feels, and I'll tell you if it's a good curry. You can't just curry till the day after.
Yo, I'm.
See your curry move. See your curry walk. See your curry talk. But for the taste wise, it's a good curry. I'll give you your full grade tomorrow.
Thank you. All right, yeah. Amanda will know on the story,
yeah.
Whether it's put the cuticles in it or just it's okay.
Because if this curry runs, you'll be seeing me at your door just like,
yeah,
it's me, bitch.
What did you feed me?
Mm-hmm. It's a good curry.
Good curry. Recipe will be available on the story. Oh, not the story.
Is there coconut in this?
There is coconut milk.
Yeah.
Recipe will be available on the IG page at Tek Thyme Podcast, as it normally is. Stay tuned for that. And when you're listening, eat along.
So why'd you give me this dark skin plantain?
That's all I had left. My family ate all. My family ate everything. I told them to save it, and they were like, "Nah."
Have you seen that meme? That relationship, dating a Caribbean man is like frying plantain.
No, I have not.
When you turn it, if you while you fry it and you pay attention to it, it's browning nicely. But the moment you turn it back, it's bun. I get bun.
That's facts. That is facts.
And that is such a depressing thing to say.
But I'm saying
That's why
it's
I
hilarious.
think, to catapult into the topic, if you are going to do a long distance relationship,
You gotta pay attention.
like pay attention to the plant.
You gotta pay attention to it like it's the plant.
Because these Caribbean men will give you a whole bakery. Understand? They'll give you bun, cheese, juice, wash it down, sweet if it's supper, get a little bowl in it. Yeah, they'll give you bun, man. Man, I'm speaking from experience. I have gotten a whole bakery worthy of bun.
How long did you turn away from the stove, feet?
I didn't even turn away, right under my nose. Understand? The person who brought the oil to help me fry the plantain did a bun my plantain with me. Yeah, it's nice stuff.
But yeah,
big old stinking yammed.
there has to be a considerable amount of time put into it, because as most big folk know, at least I hope you guys know by now, is relationships, no matter what level they're at, whether it be friendships, romantic relationships, ones with your parents, they take a level of work that you have to put in on your end. So, and a component of that is obviously spending like physical time with the person that you're developing that relationship with. So when you guys are separated by distance, you guys got to get creative.
Oh yeah.
To say the least. Fee, have you been, well, you've answered this question, but have you been in a long distance relationship?
I have been in 2, 3. Ugh. I have been in 3 long distance relationships, both with people from the States. It's funny. Oh wow. Like the past 2 relationships I've had were long distance.
Okay.
No, I don't remember, but like somewhere in the past couple years, like I dated, whatever. So I'm gonna say
Your experience, you're seasoned.
Yeah,
Seasoned.
I've had 2 really long distance relationships. Both of them, both of them kind of, no, they were both heading to. Marriage was in the
talks.
Yeah, for both of them.
On the table.
Yes, for both of them.
Wow.
It long distance relationships can work.
Right.
I think at the point I was in my life, it worked well for me because I wanted a lot of space and I was figuring out myself. And I'm a type of person that I love my own space. Mm-hmm. And so it gave me a lot of my own space, and it made for coming together so much more like
dynamic.
Yeah, and so much more explosive.
Right.
And it made for me to really I got to the point where I was so
comfortable?
No, I was so appreciative of time. And so quality time became a big love language of mine because I didn't have so much of it. So when I did,
you cherished it.
I cherished. That's the word I was looking for. I'm not drunk.
No. You only had a couple sips of the menage a trois.
In front of you, there's a glass in my room.
Oh, true.
So I've been drinking. Yeah, so it's one of those things where you really get to cherish time, and it was beautiful. Where I'm in my life right now, I don't know if I could do it in that fast, in the way I did, because one of them was for 1.5 years, right, and the other one was almost 4 years. Jeez. 3 years, and even still. And I knew that person from I was 4, so I've known him for 20 plus years, and then we dated for almost 3 years. So it was, and I had my dad and all that stuff happen, and it was really tough because you don't have that person you need like right here. Right. So I don't know where I am in my life right now. I don't know if it would work for me. Mm-hmm.
But historically for you, it has worked.
Yes, it would have to work in a different way. Like if it's going to be a long distance relationship, we'd have to at least be in the same country.
Okay, so like Toronto,
Ottawa, man, or
Ottawa,
Alberta, my ass.
Like,
I'm not trying to get on a
You're
plane.
not trying to get on a plane.
No.
Just road trip.
Road
Road
trips. Yeah.
So what are we talking? 8 hours or less?
Yes.
Okay.
6 hours max.
6 hours max.
That's
so Montreal's off the table. Sorry, Montreal.
No, Montreal isn't that 6 hours?
Oh, it actually is.
Yeah,
Right.
Montreal's okay. Like
Montreal, but
okay, 8 hours or less. Like I'm not trying to jump on a plane to see nobody.
No planes.
I've done that. I've had 2 of my 4 serious relationships in my adult life were long distance, and it was fun. I traveled a lot because of it.
Right.
When I'm at, I traveled a lot.
Flew out.
I've been flued out.
I have not.
I have been flued out. I have been a kept woman. It was nice.
Out here with the big glasses. You know those big. I know, Mandem know like the big sunglasses.
I know.
The big sunglasses. A shorty be carrying a purse like this.
Oh yeah, they can see you. They can see you do this.
Yeah, you know. I'm gonna post the meme about it. Don't worry, you guys. I know you guys know how I'm describing it. But yeah, I've been in. I don't know. Do I count it as one?
You've been in one.
Twice.
You've been with the same person.
Twice.
In
In different parts of
time,
my life.
yes.
Yeah. So, a girl.
Hey Jay.
Yeah, what's up, girl?
Ew. What is that? Is that your voice? Yeah. Stop that. Bro, is that it?
I don't know. I
you
don't
guys are
really
so
I don't
cute.
really normally think when I'm talking, where I just talk.
Your voice went no like 6 octaves.
Well,
Oh, you're blushing. That's so cute. Aww.
well, yeah. So
This black man is getting red, y'all.
yeah. I've been in a long distance relationship twice. Back then, I definitely was not prepared like fully for it. Now that I'm like grown and have a much better ability to communicate, and also just I have money, so I can
Trust me.
I can move the way I want to move. I found it to be easier, and honestly, it's definitely the most rewarding dating experience I've been in.
What's the difference for you, apart from distance? What's the difference for you with a long distance relationship and one that's happening like in close?
I think time is a big thing. Like you touched on earlier, you were talking about the fact that the time you get to spend together is a lot more precious because you don't get to have that a lot. Mm-hmm. I find that like that's the same with me, where my life, how I like set my life up, I'm always moving. So and I've definitely had bad habits of like neglecting the people I date a little bit, because I'm just like, we live half an hour away. Like if I can't see you today, I could see you the next day, because like shit's coming up. But when it's someone that you like, I can't just be like, yo, like Jay, let's go hang out after work or something. I can't do that because we're 8 hours apart. So
Mama got me. Sorry. That come out?
That did come out.
That's right.
So I find that my time management skills have changed for the better. Whereas like I know that from this date to this date, I'm not gonna see her. Mm-hmm. So I gotta, anything that I'm trying to get done, I'm getting it done. So that when she comes through or when I go through to see her, I can just focus all of that energy into her and like us. And then it also has forced me to be a much better communicator, because I feel like, for me anyway, a lot of times in my relationships we get lost in like the like other aspects of it, and as a lot of the old heads say, whatever you practice is what you're gonna get good at, and like we'll get caught up in the spending time and like the physical aspects of relationships and like being all like love you all together, and like not work on the actual relationship shit where it's like
the relationship.
Let's talk about certain stuff.
The relationship matures faster.
Let's manage these certain things, and because all we got is being able to talk to each other.
Not necessarily. I find that for me, it was a lot of hard questions, hard conversations happened earlier.
Same.
It wasn't when you're in a long distance relationship, you're not playing. It's very everything is intentional. Yeah. And you sit with your goals really earlier. So I knew my partner's long-term goals and planned for 5 years, and how are those things going to intertwine with us being together in 5 years, and what that's going to look like, and where are we going to live. And these conversations happened really early, like a couple months in.
Right.
You know, you're trying to find the things you can tolerate with or live with, or things that are uncompromisable with you in a relationship very quickly. Because I'm not about to waste a year with you.
Word.
And not know
what the hell's going on.
And then you come into my space, or I come into your space, and I realize I don't even like you.
Right.
So you have everything, intentions become really clear very early on. It is not for the weak.
No, it's not.
Because
it's rough. And in 2020, when mans are saying stay home and you can't go nowhere,
it's not for the weak, man. And arguments aren't as easy. So dating in close proximity, as I would say I'm dating right now, you have a disagreement over the phone and you can hang up and the person can like go see you and you can sit and work that shit out.
Yeah.
I'm not answering my phone because I'm upset.
Yeah.
And so something that's a small...
You will answer your door.
Yeah.
You will answer your door.
What do you mean? You brought food. You know, I'm open it, and you brought wine. But when you have a long distance relationship, these small issues really kind of get blown out of proportion sometimes. Like sometimes I'll look back at an argument and be like, we did not need to argue for 2 days about this.
No, definitely not.
But you did.
Definitely did.
Because one person is upset and didn't answer the phone.
Yeah.
And then that person calls you 2 hours later and you're like, oh, so now you want to talk. I know that's a different argument. Yeah. And we still haven't.
You gotta get through the top layer one that has nothing
to do with the actual issue. Nothing. You have to get through pride. You have to get through, all this stuff. You have to get through cute shit. Because after pride, let me tell you what happens. The top layer has nothing to do with nothing. We're just upset. Then you get to pride. You see, after you get to pride, you have to apologize for the top layer and the pride. Now you're in a good place. And then when you're in a good place, you don't want to bring up the shit that's really bothering you. So you let that good place sit for 2 days. So now you've been arguing for a week for no reason. And when you finally bring up the thing, it's been 2 weeks of hostile environment.
Why are you bringing up bullshit?
And it's like, we did not resolve all shit. May we speak about it, please? It's the worst. And it's just like, but what happens though, because of you've wasted 2 weeks and you realize how precious time is, the next time this happens, you can literally be like, stop, we're doing that thing again.
Yeah.
So
if you guys are good, like if you're a smart couple,
yeah, communication becomes like the guy I was dating
was solid
my ass. It took us months to get to that point, but when we got to the point where it was beautiful. We'd both be upset and he's like, Fee. And I'm like, I know. Am I doing that thing? He's like, you're doing that thing. And I'm like, okay. Let's take half hour. Yeah. Let's take half hour. I'll text you. And it's literally
there's nothing wrong with that. Let me just be very clear. If you guys, I'm a big proponent of working out your shit, but sometimes when emotions are high, logic is low, and you can't necessarily work through the thing you got to work through. So sometimes it's okay to just be like, yo, just give me an hour. Just give me like half an hour, 45, whatever you need
Just
for
take it.
yourself, and you know, because you're yourself, just take that and then come back to the table. Don't just leave and not come back. Leave, come back, be
And
like,
take that
okay,
time.
and take the time to like collect your shit. Sometimes writing it out helps.
You don't want me to write you something.
You don't. It's not. You're not writing it to me.
Oh.
You're writing it for yourself, so you can like organize your thoughts. Because at least for me, I know sometimes when I'm like mad. You ever been like in an argument and then you're like, damn, I should have said that thing.
No.
After the no.
No.
Okay. Well, I've been in arguments and I've been like,
I've
yo, I
been-
wish I had fucking remembered that one thing that I was gonna say, but and then
I've been
lose.
in arguments. I'm just like, I shouldn't have said that. And not that I offended some, like, not that I don't argue below the belt. I think that's rude. But sometimes I take things very personally. I take it very personally. And when I take something very personally, I respond very personally from my perspective.
Yeah.
And I tend to get to the point where I'm just like, I am the victim here. How dare you? And it's just like, well, you know, necessarily,
It wasn't that.
it wasn't that deep. It was not that deep. Yeah. So that's what communication is and you know what happened too? Through my long distance relationship, I got to the point where I knew what I will never tolerate in a relationship again.
Really?
I know exactly
Whether
there
it be distance or no distance.
there are core things that I will never tolerate because I went through those relationships. I will never tolerate. One of my biggest things is validation. I don't think I need to
Be validated?
I'm gonna say it this way. My anger is valid.
Right.
My sadness is valid.
Right.
My happiness is valid. It may not be correct. It may not speak to the truth of the situation,
Right.
but what I am feeling is valid.
Right.
I am not a crazy person. And I can also, I'm one of those people, I pay attention to your demeanor. So if you do something and this is a habit of yours and I see that change, do not pretend like I'm a crazy person.
Right.
I have seen a valid change. What I am attributing the change to might be incorrect. So you are not going to make me feel like a crazy person, and you're not going to make me feel that what I'm feeling isn't valid. You may say to me, what you're feeling is incorrect, but it's
That never happens.
it damn sure well
It never happens.
is valid.
It always comes out like, man, you wildin'.
And that pisses me off. That upsets me. I'm valid. If I say to you, okay, we talk every night at 9 p.m. before we go to bed, or before, and if you can't talk, you normally text me.
Right.
3 nights in a row, there's no communication at all. But you've been out having a great time.
Word.
It is my feeling
That something's up.
that you're pulling away from me. Are you upset with me? You can say to me, I see why you think that.
Right.
So you're valid. Thank you. I'm not a crazy person, but this is the case. You're wild and shit is, I'm not tolerating that shit with nobody.
No.
None. That's one of the things I will not tolerate. Like, my feelings are valid. They may be incorrect. And sometimes they are, because I have my own triggers and insecurities that I have to work through. So if it looks like, if in the past what you're doing look like a duck, I'm going to attribute it to a duck. Right now it might be a chicken, but me as a duck. And if me as a duck, because duck me used to, and me I tell us I duck me I see where you tell me about. Tell me say I want chicken, so I know what your chicken look like and I know one duck.
There you go.
I'm not a crazy person though.
Facts.
That sounds like a crazy person thing to say, right? It came out a little
It
crazy.
came out a little up there. But
Cause I'm pissed off. But you know what? This is why I don't. I don't date.
in long distance.
I don't date at all. I keep myself to myself.
Well, sometimes that self-love is the best love.
Self love was, what? Keep PG.
But yeah, the communication aspect, if you guys haven't picked up on, is a big proponent of it.
Being fun.
Yes. The ability to have fun. And I also think what am I saying? I think that like being in a long distance relationship opened me to like shit that I wouldn't be normally interested in.
Like what? How say?
Like me and my girl are like low key in a book club.
I love
Yeah.
What are you
Don't-
reading?
Right now we're reading Jazz by Toni Morrison.
Oh, good book. I have it.
I have not read it. I'm like on chapter 3.
I have it.
Truthfully though, we've been reading that shit for like the last like month. I can't.
Toni Morrison is hard to read. Have you read Beloved?
Nope.
Please, Toni Morrison is hard to. Hard to read.
Yeah. Like the book itself is like the parts that I have read are fire.
Yeah.
But it's
hard
just
to
it's
read.
like I'm like, whoo. I feel like I'm in university again, bro.
It's
Like I'm
She's hard to
I'm
read.
stressing me.
I had, what did we have? We were both movie heads.
Right.
So the second relationship. So we would save premieres for each other.
That's dope.
So when we come together, we'd watch like 4 different movies that we both wanted to watch, or he'd watch something and he's like, "You'd love this." So we were movie heads. In my first long distance relationship, he was a book person. So he'd read something, send it to me, and I'd have like a week to read it. And then by the end of the week, he'd flew me out, and then we'd sit and talk about it. But it was you find new fun things.
Yeah, it's definitely dope to get different activities.
Ooh, we had a plant thing too. My first relationship, it was like if you went anywhere and saw the plant, we'd like send it was weird. It was a thing, but it was the first time we traveled together. He bought the plant and watered it, and he kept it. Ooh man, he's corny. Miss you though. Don't. I miss our friendship. I will never date you again. But we had the plant, and so every time I saw it or he'd see another one, we'd like text like, "Ooh, I saw the plant," type of thing. It was cute.
That's dope. I'm low key turning my girl into an anime head, or I'm attempting to.
Oh come on.
I'm attempting to. She's very aware of my plot. It's not a secret, right?
Just like the do-rag thing.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, just like the do-rag thing.
We're not talking about it.
Now we're not going to, because then Fee's gonna get really frustrated with me, and I feel like
It's fine.
it's a beautiful concept.
Anime?
But yeah, I'm slowly turning her into an anime head, where like we're watching Attack on Titan. If anybody that's not an anime head and is considering it, just watch it. It's fire. It's Game of Thronesian. I mean, there's lots of different activities we could do, you know what I'm saying? So you got a visual and a...
We were both Game of Thrones heads too.
Really?
Like big Game of Thrones. Like, we would have like 3-hour discussions on Game of Thrones, and he was also really good in making up a country. So we used to do... What do you mean?
He made up a country?
So I'll make up a country. Like I'll be like we'll have moral debates basically.
Okay.
So I'll challenge a moral thing. Like he'd say something, or we'd watch Family Guy and something stupid would come on. I was like, morally, if this was a rule in a country, like if this wasn't illegal in a country,
Right.
what would the country look like? And we'd have like literally like long debates.
Discussions on
Yeah. On why morally the country would succeed or not. And we'd get hype. Like
when you guys...
sometimes it would be an argument because I'm like, you're stupid. And he's,
it wouldn't work like this.
yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? And then we'd like,
You guys are 2020 presidential debate.
it was hilarious. And then I remember once we were having this long ass argument. He's like, baby, you know that none of this is real, right? I was like, oh yeah, love you. We just moved on. It was the most hilarious thing, but we used to do that all the time.
That's actually dope.
And that's and it slowly showed me his morals and what he held higher than I did.
Right.
And slowly that's one of the things that really tore us apart. Like some of the things that he
Felt really strongly about.
I could not stand behind. And I didn't want to have a child with a person with certain conflicting moral ideas. Yeah. I don't want that type of confliction.
Yeah, definitely when you start talking about procreation, you want to be on the
I'm
same
not-
page of the book.
I don't necessarily want children. But
No, but I'm saying,
yeah.
if you bring life into the world,
you want to have
you
the
would
same
hope
type of
that the person that does that with you,
Exactly.
you
So I
guys
was
are
like,
on the same kind of parenting page, where it's like,
so like it all comes back down to the fact that even in small instances and fun and games, in a long distance relationship, you are thinking way more intentional.
yes,
because I'm not trying to change you. I'm not doing
No time
that.
for that.
No, not. I'm taking you as face value, and I'm thinking, am I gonna do this for a year to wake up and realize I not wasted, but I had, with somebody that I can't see a future with. So it was very intentional from the get go. Yeah.
Like what are we doing?
And how we're gonna do, and what do you see it looking like?
Yeah. What do you think it's gonna look like? How are we going to operate? And what's your communication style? How do you best receive information, receive bad news, receive love? How do you receive all these things? How do you communicate these things? Do we match?
Here's a pro tip for anyone in a relationship. I know 2020 was hard traveling wise, but a pro tip is this. I suggest there is an emergency fund. Now, a lot of people are not like rich or anything, but put aside $50 every month between the two of you just in case anything is to happen. Because I was in a long distance relationship with someone and I had tragedy strike my family and that person did not show up how I needed that person to show up. And finances were one part, I believe. I don't remember. But there are a lot of things. So it's like, if you could put money aside, not for the next time you see the person or any of that, just in case, you never know what is going to happen.
But you also got to be at that level where you guys are talking about like finances together.
Oh, that's a big thing. Yeah. You don't have time for secrets, boo.
No, you don't. You just got to let that fly.
You don't got no time for secrets. If you got $50,000 in debt, you better tell her.
If you feel like insecure about, because honestly, I don't like. I get why it's such a big topic or like a personal topic.
But somebody has to move.
That I would say that, and also just I was gonna say like money is like a big topic, in relationships, and can definitely be a proponent on what like the failure or success of a relationship. I feel like getting that out the way off top is critical.
Yeah, but I think you do one of my biggest reasons for doing it is because somebody has to move. It's either you're gonna move to the other person's country or you're both moving to a new place together. And in order to plan a successful future with somebody in a long distance relationship, finances is a big component of that. Debt is a big component, and you have to be able to say, I can't foresee me doing this in 2 years, right? Because I don't have the financial opportunity to do that, or I can't find the word. Maybe I should stop drinking. and you have to let that go. Insecurities you have to be very transparent with the person. Yeah. Being in a long distance relationship opens you to a different type of intimacy and a type of vulnerability that you will never.
Different. Like if you have trust issues, my guy, just leave that one. Leave that baddie where she is, bro. Just leave it.
Like it's
sis, just leave that man where he's at.
No, like I had my funny story. I don't have if you're gonna do what you're gonna do, regardless, you're gonna do it. I can't stop you. So I was dating this guy and he went to this work conference. I'll never forget it. And I thought it was so silly. And after the work conference, he called me like frantically, and I thought something happened at the conference. And he's like in his hotel room telling me how, what do you say? They were having a discussion and someone raised their hand to answer a question, and when he turned around, it was a woman, and he thought the girl was very beautiful, and while she was talking, he did not hear what she said because he was so fixated on how beautiful she was. So he called me to tell me that happened. Yeah, and how he felt looking at her that way, and he's like, it wasn't like he was cheating on me or anything. It was a long ass confession about nothing, really.
To you, nothing.
To me, it was nothing, but to him, it felt
like he betrayed you.
Yes. And I remember that from that moment, for like a whole month, I became so insecure about where he was going, who he was with, if there were girls around, all this stuff, just because of that story. When in actuality, I had no reason to because of that story, because I knew that if that happened, he would tell me. So we had to have a conversation about the fact that that's why I was doing that. And even though what he was trying to do was to ensue trust, it did the opposite for me. It made me very jealous for like a month, and I was like, nigga ain't go nowhere. He love me. But you know what I mean? So and I'm telling you, for that month, it was hard work. I was jealous about everything. Yeah. I was jealous about everything. Oh, you're wearing this new shirt to work? Who you going to work to impress?
Babe, I went to the grocery store.
To buy what for that bitch? I was like, whoa, Fiona, relax.
I just went to get milk and some eggs.
Why are you making breakfast for that bitch? I was horrible. I'm telling you. And it was like, it was so unfair to him. So I'm saying, I tell you that story to tell you, people who don't trust can't be in a long distance relationship. It
can't be in no relationship.
It ain't gonna feel good on your skin. You have to trust the person, that the person loves you and is gonna do this with you.
Yeah, heal up first, man.
Like, bro, I was not nice. No. I was like, oh, you're cutting your hair? Why are you going to the barber? And he's like, I go to the barber every 2 weeks.
That's a ritual.
Yeah, for that bitch. I was mad as hell. Mad as hell. And he was.
How dare you have a Chris Lima?
I know. And he was like drinking, because I kept telling him he needs to drink more water for his skin. Because you know I'm obsessed with skin. Yes. And I'm like, how you?
Skin's looking so clear. You were mad that my skin is looking clear.
I was mad. I was like, all of a sudden you have nice skin. He's like, because you told me to do these things. I'm like, you're doing it for that bitch.
He's following your instructions. Babe, I drank like 8 glasses of water today. How dare you? One day he's like, what is your problem? I was like, I don't know. You told me you're looking at girls, so I got a little jealous. He's like, I looked at one girl. Yo.
It was so funny.
One girl
became
a whole bag of women.
To this day, we don't talk. We're not together, and unfortunately we're no longer like friends. But to this day, he is the only boyfriend I would swear for. Yeah, like you would vibe. Like he was like, if someone came to me, like, Fee, I need a reference. I would. You'd be like, yeah, is a good boyfriend. Yeah, drinks lots of water. And also,
he'll tell you if he looked at another.
And girl. If someone came to me and told me he cheated on me, I tell them they're lying.
Really?
He's the only person I can stand firm in that 10 toes deep. And he, when we broke up, we said he was not nice, sweets. Not nice. But I can promise you that was not something. I knew there were things that, like, that he did not want to open up to me, that he wasn't ready yet. Mm-hmm. And that's fine. But when it came to, like, being cheated on, he did not. Yeah. God has to come off the cross and tell me otherwise. He didn't. Wow. Yeah.
That's that big, eh?
I trusted him implicitly with everything in that aspect. He could be, I would leave him in a room with a naked girl and not even worry about it.
That's what's up. There's not many, I don't think there's a lot of women that would say that. That specific thing you just said, like, at the end.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's women, I'm not going to shit on men like that, because, you know, I'd be one of them.
Because he was just very, like, he was too honest when it came to things. Sometimes he'd say some things, I'm like, I don't want to hear that. But he was too honest. He was too honest. He was too forthcoming. It was, and his friends are idiots. Like, you know what you need to do, sweet? You need to get your friends to laugh for you. Man, get you some black friends.
Don't lie for
I need cover for him.
Don't cover nothing, bro. Just honest. The one thing that I've learned and that I've become truly okay with is that everyone's on their own journey, and even if it's not my intention to do something that's going to be, like, hurtful, if it makes you feel a way, it's gonna make you feel a way regardless. Yep. Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna do what the fuck I want to do, and
you feel what you want to
feel how you want to feel, and we could talk about it and we can work it out, because as long as I'm coming from a place of I'm not trying to disrespect, or I'm coming from a place of I'm not doing anything to intentionally hurt, disrespect, discredit the person that I'm with. If you get mad, you get mad, and it is what it is, and we can talk about it. And then the hope is that we have a good enough relationship that we can talk about it, disagree, and then come to a form of agreement or come to a form of understanding. Or when I did A, the intention was not for this, it was this. I see that you took it this way. Let's work on this.
Not me.
Not you.
I'm joking. I'm a conversation person. You will have a conversation till you're tired of having conversations. Because I want to be I can't sit in unsettledness.
Yes. I remember for those of that listened to, I think, last episode,
Yeah, I can't.
we had that conversation.
If I'm unsettled, you are going to be unsettled. Because we're both unsettled in this house. Right?
No
and
peace
just like
unless we has peace.
and like Jesus, on this rock I built my house. Our church, right? Mm-hmm. And you can't build it on solid ground, on holy ground.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the name of the episode.
Right? And if me unsettled, the ground is shaking. Right?
Yeah.
Take off your shoes. This is holy ground. We're going to talk about the problem. And once we resolve the problem, we're going to talk about the conversation that we had about the problem to understand the conversations that we're having. So that the next time we have a conversation, it takes 20 minutes. I'm not doing this with you. I'm not one of your little girlfriends on the street. I'm your woman. Okay?
Say it with your chest.
With my chest. You want to be up in a sugar waltz? You see that thing that you have between your ears that is encased in bone? Use it. Use your big boy words. The big boy words you're using around your friends, talking about things, use it.
Agreed.
I'm not doing this with you. I'm not your mom.
You're not one of the women that want to raise their boyfriend.
I have raised enough men. Alimenta. That's disrespectful to people's moms. I have been influential in creating my partner in a more effective communication, in helping my partners create effective resolution skills and conflict resolution skills and communication skills.
As you should.
It has left me single in my basement apartment, right? Reading Toni Morrison at night. So the next relationship, next person better come with resolution skills.
His last girl should have taught him. He's not it's not a resume building type thing no more.
You see, the only ex I have right now who isn't married or isn't in a committed relationship or with child is who I'm just left. Because they're all married with kids now.
How does that feel like? How does that feel? Because like, when you're like with somebody and you're like, oh yeah, like, and you guys break up, the least you can hang your hat on is like, we're both single and like, people didn't learn nothing. And then 2 twos, you turn around and
They're
it's
married.
like they're married with a kid.
One. He was one of the longest relationship. He took 8 months. He took 8 months. Cause me to get born, obviously. He took 8 months to get married, and 1 year to have a child.
So a year and
No. In 8 months,
Yeah,
and then
okay.
4 more months.
Oh.
She gave birth.
Wow.
Or 1 more month or whatever within that year.
Wow.
It took him 8 months to get married,
Okay.
and then a couple months after she gave birth. I said that is nice, and they're happily married and renting properties and buying properties and very lit.
I mean, that's lit.
When I was dating him, he couldn't save $20.
But I guess you know.
I'm joking.
rubbed off.
I'm joking.
She's not mad.
He was financially savvy.
Yeah.
He helped me learn to save money. But I'm telling you, married with kids. The next person better come with all these.
Calm down, all that energy.
I'm not doing that no more.
She's not it's not a Beyonce, let me upgrade you.
This is not Bob the Builder. No, I can't fix it.
Barbara the Builder?
I can't fix it. Can't fix it.
Yeah, she's done.
Nobody can cross it.
Yo!
And this is the end of the podcast. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. We've had a blast.
Nobody can cross it. More about everything. More about everything. And $20,000 and $20,000 dresser on, 27 or whatnot. Mama everything. Mama 2 years. I'm married.
Oh my god.
You want us to ring on our fingers, so I'm not bitter. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them. But on this ground here, take off it's only ground. But if you are in a long distance relationship, I'm happy for you. And I hope it works out. And if you have any questions, please feel free to DM us. Ty is currently in a long distance relationship.
Yes.
And I've been in a lot.
Yeah.
So I can help you. But the next person, no goods.
Has to come correct.
Nobody can cross it. Only who can understand it.
Cross it. Big track. But thank you for listening and joining us again. We hope that you keep rocking with us, keep cooking with us, keep drinking with us, and happy holidays. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas.
And I'll see you on the next few episodes.
Be safe. Yes, Fee's going on vacation. She's leaving the kid in the snow. She's going from snow to beach, doing her little happy dance.
Yeah, still about to get her groove back. I'm joking. I'm gonna see my mama.
Yep. But thanks for joining. Remember, there's always room to Tek Thyme. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Share and subscribe to become part of the community. We'll see you next time. And remember, no matter how crazy life gets, there's always room to Tek Thyme.